My name is Yash. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Scalpel. At Scalpel, we make surgery safer, smarter, and more efficient. We do that by using the best in the AI and applying that to the world in surgery, and specifically to surgical equipment. We have a computer vision platform, an enterprise-grade computer vision platform that can detect every single surgical instrument, implant, and processes that goes into the supply chain and into the operating theater, all without any physical tags on them. I'm a clinician by background. Passionate about maxillofacial surgery, I've attended tens of thousands of operating room hours. During my time in operating rooms, I've seen things go right, and sometimes they go wrong. But there is this one incident that blew my socks off. I was working at an NHS hospital trust in the UK. Everything started well, but halfway into the surgery, we realized that the surgeon was holding an implant that is not for the patient on the table, but for the patient in the next room. It happened because of a logistic issue. They moved the patients that morning between operating room A to operating room B, but they forgot to move the implants. That led to a near miss. In that particular case, the patient was safe, but that's not the case across the world. We have a daily incident where there is a wrong instrument or a wrong implant or a misplaced object inside operating theaters. These cost hospitals billions of dollars in lost equipment, but they also impact patient safety directly. Do you know, on an average, a nurse spends 1 week a month outside the operating theater searching for the instruments? Because it's not an everyday thing that you always have the right tools at the right time. This problem is only getting worse with more and more patients waiting to get an operation done, with surgical supply chain being broken, and a greater number of people looking for jobs outside healthcare, which means there is a significant shortage of skilled staff members in hospitals. That's directly impacting patient safety, but it's also directly impacting operational efficiency. This is the problem. This is the heart of the problem we are solving at Scalpel. But let's take a step back. Why does this happen in the first place? Well, let me introduce you to the real world. Here is a preference card example. It's a handwritten note that says, I want ABCD equipment that goes into this particular tray. And a surgical instrument tray looks anywhere from here to here. For an untrained human eye, these are all the same type, right? These could be the same scissors. But you talk to a trained technician or a nurse or a scrub nurse, they would directly tell you these are different variations. It requires tremendous amount of time, effort, and understanding to pick up every single instrument and its variation. Stryker alone has nearly 8 different types of trays that go into the knee implant trays. It's extremely important to get the right kind of instrument for the right type of implant to be placed in the patient. And this is where things get really complicated, because surgical instruments, before they touch the skin of the patient, they go through a huge journey. Right from the device distribution site, to the sterile services, to your medical device representatives, these people are touching these surgical instruments and packing them and checking them before the operation. If anyone is tired in the workflow, which happens all the time, by the way, if anyone is overstressed or overstretched, now you have an issue that is waiting to unlock a big horror story inside operating theater. This is the problem we are fixing with Scalpel. At Scalpel, we have built an enterprise AI platform. Our technology gathers data about various surgical instruments and implants at different points in the surgical supply chain and provide these insights to people outside that area. So by working with a medical device distribution warehouse, we can right away inform that the tray is ready, correctly packed, as per the preference cards of the surgeon to the surgical team. We do the same for sterile service divisions. Working in the clean rooms, we can inform the sterile services once the tray is packed, but also if the tray is packed appropriately as per the surgeon's preference cards. Which means across the supply chain, right from the device distribution to operating theater to sterile service, you don't make mistakes, you save significant costs, and you have a better turnaround of cases. And this is where we differentiate ourselves from the competitors. Majority of the current technologies have some form of a physical tag on objects. On the other hand, they are not necessarily integrated. Each one of them is a siloed technology that doesn't speak to others in the same language. We've built an affordable, well-integratable software, which is also extendable. Let me explain. A hospital can use our platform to identify instruments and then connect that to the preference cards of surgeons. connect that to the surgery scheduling systems. So now you can not only ensure that you've got the right instruments, you can even pre-plan those instruments that require repair, those instruments that you would need 3 days from now, which has never been possible before without companies like Scalpel. I wanted to show you a glimpse into the detail that we go in. Let's take one example. Let's take an example of a Babcock tissue forceps. It's a common tissue forceps used in healthcare. We don't necessarily tell you that, hey, here is a surgical instrument. We tell you that a Babcock tissue forceps is a tissue forceps, which is a kind of forceps, which is a kind of surgical instrument. We are creating the root system, if you think about it, of every surgical instrument, every variation of surgical instrument, connect that data to how it is used, how it is picked up, on which patients it is used. We are creating this digital twin of every physical object, and now we empower future of surgery. And if you ever think of a future where a robot comes in and packs a surgical instrument tray, they have to work with a robust computer vision platform that identifies every single variation of surgical instruments. We do that. We also connect this technology to IFUs, which is instructions for use, and training guides. So we help technicians, scrub nurses, and surgeons themselves to pack these instruments in the right way. Here's one example of Scalpel's usage in sterile service divisions. When a technician unlocks a tray, all they need to do is scan the tray, place these various instruments in the field of view of the camera, click scan, and wait for the magic to happen. Our system identifies each and every object, connects that to the tray bill list, connects that to the preference card, and lo, you have a complete checklist that is confirmed automatically by an AI system. Remember, we are not doing double check, because double checks are faulty. We do a double do, which is in addition to the human, we have an AI system independently performing the task. That way, we eliminate error and make surgery safer. We know this works because we already validated the system, working with various healthcare partners, strategics in the space. We also work with hospitals, demonstrated the proof of technology, because that has to be accurate and robust, but also the value add in terms of improving cost savings, reducing carbon dioxide emissions. This is a pretty important point. Let me give you an example. Do you know, on an average, a knee implant tray has 60 to 100 instruments in it, and a knee implant replacement surgery has 10 to 12 trays that they open? Only 10% of instruments are actually used in surgery. The remaining, they are opened up, so they are going back into the sterile service division, and there's a lot of waste inside operating theaters. Technology like this empowers that. Working with device companies, we could demonstrate significant cost savings, nearly $500,000 saved on just one tray type in orthopedics alone. And that is the play that we are working on right now. Preventing lost instruments, reducing miscommunications, improving the turnaround time, thereby helping everybody else, not just device companies, but hospitals perform more cases efficiently, safely. With our very first product, we are tackling orthopedics as the first area of interest. We are looking at a multi-billion-dollar market just within orthopedics, just with the very first product. And the very first product entails our product for check-in, check-out in sterile services and vendor trays. 50% of all the trays in a hospital are loaned, not owned. So that is the market that we are tackling with the specialized instruments. Going from there into operating theaters, unlock a massive multi-billion opportunity. Orthopedics alone. Unlock spine, that's a $23 billion market opportunity. Cardiovascular, neuro, nephro, and others, it's a great, I am not going to do the math for you. It's a massive market opportunity there. We found this opportunity, and we've built the necessary ground-up technology to address that. We have a multidisciplinary team that not only understands the pain points, but also the necessary know-how in actually deploying this technology. We've worked with players from Stanford to Texas Medical Center. We've gone through their accelerator programs, and we also worked with the leaders in health tech space, and especially in terms of commercialization. This is where we are really excited about. We are passionate, but at the same time, we know we cannot solve this problem all by ourselves. We're looking for investors who are willing to join us at this stage. We are currently opening a pre-Series A round. 50% of the round is already committed. We've got money in the bank. So we are not really dying for money, but at the same time, we are looking for strategic investors. With this funding, we are unlocking multiple new patents and a technology that would scale across the sterile services and vendor space. We are Scalpel. We are making surgery safer and more efficient. If you are passionate about the use of AI in surgery, talk to me. Thank you very much.